Thank you. So, I'm not going to give you a PowerPoint or anything fancy. I'm going to encourage you to grab your pen, and I'll even tell you when to take notes. So, my talk is called Commitment is the Cure, Action is the Antidote. But before I start any of this, I really want to give a massive shout out to Doreen because when she said this community is built on years of work, I know how much work she does, and I know how much effort went into producing this summit. And I got to tell you honestly, I don't think I could pull something like this off. I can pull other things off, and I probably could do it if I put my mind to it. You have to be super committed to do something like this. So, I mean, just put your hands together for Doreen because it's like just unbelievable.
You-
So, getting on to my talk, I'm going to make you an ironclad guarantee. Guarantee is one of those words that if you get caught saying it in the business space, you're in trouble. But I am going to give you a guarantee. If you are 100% committed to your business, you will get results. You will either get what you set out to get in the first place, or you'll get something better. So if you're committed, you will get results. So here's what I'm going to cover in my talk today. First of all, your excuses are the problem. And I'll probably spend most of my time on this because I kind of want to give you what I call my signature velvet slap. Okay, I want to wake you up. Number two, commitment is the right, is t commitment to the right action. The right action is the cure. And if we have time, I'll give you one action you can take to move your business forward immediately. I will also, if I can, I'll take a few questions at the end, but the time is pretty short. I've got 20 minutes. Is that right, Doreen? Okay. So look, why are you in business? That's the question. And most people, when I ask this question, they say, well, I'm here to serve people. I want to make a difference in the world. I want to help people. And all that's true. But there's another reason, and that is you want to make money. And I don't think you should be ashamed of that. You do want to make money in your business, right? Especially if you've chosen the route of making a business, which is touted as something that's easier than getting a day job. But actually, I'm here to break it to you. It's not. It's actually requires incredible focus and commitment. And if you're not willing to do that, then you shouldn't be here as a business builder. You really shouldn't. So, what happens with most people is that when they don't immediately get the results they say they want, they give up or they pivot. Oh, that didn't work. I'm going to do something else. Oh, that didn't work. I'm going to do something else. And that's a good strategy to a degree because why keep beating your head against the wall? But I'm going to put it to you that you probably didn't commit to the right action long enough. So if you don't stick with it, it's not going to work. What if this is you, what you haven't understood is that you need to have a system and a process to make money. Otherwise, it's not a business, it's a mess. I'm going to repeat that. You need a system and a process to keep you focused on the process. We all go through these personal development things that say we have to have goals. Like, my goal this year, make 250,000. Very simple, very straightforward goal. But I need to have a system. If I sit there going, "Oh, I'm going to make lots of money. Oh, I'm going to make lots of money. Oh, I'm going to get to this stage in my business." I'm going to tell you that's BS. You have to commit to a process. And when people give up, it means they just didn't give it time and focused attention. Or maybe they focused on activities that didn't matter. As Doreen said, you have to decide. I decide, I rise, I expand. And in my coaching, that's what I do. I give you this clear, solid system to build your business so that once you've decided, you know exactly what to do with tweaks, individualized tweaks, obviously. So, first, I want to give you a bit about me. I'm divorced. I have two kids, two sons, aged 26 and 28. I've been a Buddhist leader for 38 years. I've had five careers. I was a professional singer, as you just learned. I was a teacher of the deaf, as you also just learned. I was supporting babies and toddlers who are either born deaf or developed hearing loss early in life. I was a network marketer for 7 years. I then moved into high ticket sales. I worked for a coach called Peter Sage. I was the top seller in his organization, and in 18 months, I sold 1.4 million in sales for him, never having had any high ticket sales experience ever. But I was willing to learn. I was committed. When I saw the leaderboard coming out every week, I was like, if I'm not at the top, I'm going to be furious with myself. This is the kind of grit and commitment that will move your business. And I say it because I know it, because I've lived it. And now, as I said to you earlier, well, I didn't say it to you, I'm a life coach. But what I like to say is I have powerful conversations with highly committed people. I also got engaged this Christmas at the age of 69. So, like, listen, ladies, if you're looking for love, if you're committed to finding it and you take action, again, it's always the same formula with me. Commit, take action. And to achieve any of these things, I had to get over my excuses and get committed because there's always a reason not to do something. So, first, let's talk about excuses because you absolutely must get over them. And I'm going to tell you that all of the excuses fall into one of these four areas. These are excuses: your confidence or your belief. So, write them down. Number one, confidence slash belief. That's an excuse. Your environment is number two. Number three is time. And number four is money. And as I go through these, I want you to audit yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 with like, how much am I buying into these excuses? And you may have other things, but I'm pretty sure that they fit into one of these four categories. So first, let's talk about belief and confidence. One of my pet peeves is when people say you need confidence to be successful. That's not true. You need commitment to be successful. You need to take action because the muscle of confidence is built through action. Rafa Nadal did not become a champion tennis player by sitting in his room thinking about swinging a racket. He did it by getting out on the court for hours every day and taking the action. We're not, maybe we're born when we're little, we have a lot of confidence before life knocks us around a bit. But we don't grow up thinking, oh, I'm really confident. That's not how most of us grow up. It's the actions we take to prove to ourselves that we can do something that gives us the confidence. So you're not sure it will work out. Will anyone buy my product? I'm scared. I can't control the outcome. I don't know how I'm going to build my business. The opinions of others, Peter Sage used to call this goop, Goop, the good opinions of other people. Perfectionism, imposter syndrome, overwhelm. You don't know where to start. You're not smart enough. You don't know the tech. It's too complicated. You don't have the right information. Okay, here's another one I absolutely love. Human design. Oh, I'm a projector. I can't do that. I'm a manifesting generator. I can't do that. I'm a Sagittarius, and this is what we do. I'm a Libra, and this is what we do. This is all, excuse my language, bullshit. It's bullshit. All you need to do is be taking the right action. Honestly. And I need to, because I'm a projector, I need to rest, or I'm a manifesting generator. I have to do multiple things, or I have to be logical. All this stuff, it's a distraction because there is not one person in this room who doesn't need to take action to build the business they say they want to create. But most people are more committed to their excuses than they are to their action. You wake up in the morning, you don't feel great. So you think, well, I'm just going to hit the pause button today. When actually, that morning when you didn't feel great was exactly the inflection point for growth because you would find that you overcome came something, you did it anyway. Then we have disorders like depression, ADHD, autism. There are loads of pathologies flying around in space, and I'm not saying these aren't an obstacle, but all of them can be overcome. If a guy who has no arms and no legs can become a famous public speaker, why can't you? It doesn't matter what your pathology is. None of this matters. So this all comes under belief and confidence. Or maybe you think you need to have faith. I know there are a lot of Christians in this room, and I want to let you in on a little secret. God gave you two eyes, two ears, two hands, two legs, all so that you could take action. Faith is not a substitute for action. The demonstration of your faith is the action you take, not the other way around. Oh, I have faith. Well, if you have faith, then take the action. By all means, pray, but take the action. Faith is not a substitute for action. And then here's another classic excuse, people pleasing. Oh, I'm such a people pleaser. Well, stop it. Don't do it. Be truthful. And sometimes sometimes when I say these things, I feel uncomfortable saying them to you. I feel like, oh, maybe I'm being too harsh. But you know what? I'm doing you a disservice if I don't go into it. So, number two, environment. I have so many distractions. I have a dog. I have kids. I have housework to do. I've got to cook dinner. Other things are more important. I'm in the wrong place. My desk is in the wrong place. That was mine for a while. My desk was on the other side of the room instead of looking out the window. I mean, it's pathetic. My husband doesn't want me to do it, or my partner doesn't want me to do it. That was also me for many years. That's why I ended up getting divorced because I was letting my husband become the obstacle to what I wanted to do. It's really hard leaving a 20-year marriage. Or your friends say it will never work. That's your environment. Guess what? If you spend time around people who are failing, you will fail. If you spend time around naysayers, you will absorb their energy. You need to elevate your environment and your peer group. And whatever your environmental obstacle is, if it's that you're a single mother, then you're going to have to get up at 4 in the morning before the kids get up. That has to be your commitment. So, whatever it is, there is a workaround. Instead of talking about the excuse, you need to look at the workaround. Then, number three is time. It's not the right time of day. I work better in the afternoons. My mood's not good. It's that time of the month. It's that time of the year I never get anything done in the winter because I have SAD. And so I can't work when there's no light. I'm I don't have time. I'm too busy. Yeah, you're too busy doing the wrong things. You're doing too busy doing the things that aren't moving you forward. Oh, I prefer to do something else at that time. The times are hard. Everyone is struggling. I want to tell you something. I'm not struggling because I'm focusing on my process. In fact, I'm doing better than ever. So if you tell yourself these stories, these excuses, you will stay stuck. So waiting for the perfect conditions is the biggest reason for failure. And then there's one more that came to me this morning. Holidays. You started this business so that you could go wherever you want, but you don't have a business yet. So you're taking time off from your business. I became an entrepreneur because I want to take time off whenever I want to. Well, you can do that when your business is turning over 1 million a year, but you can't do it right now. Sorry to break it to you. I took 2 weeks off last year, and actually, I don't regret it, but I know it. I'm aware that it set my business back. So if you have kids, you have a family, you want to go on holiday, you have to set aside a certain amount of time every day to do your business. I went to the United States for 4 weeks in November and December because I have a 96-year-old mother and I want to spend time with her. So I worked from 7 a.m. to noon, 5 days a week, and I saw her in the afternoon. I could very easily have just said, I'm going to hit the pause button because I want to spend time with my mother. But I knew it would set my business back. So what are you telling yourself? Then we have money. I can't invest in the help I need. Well, let me tell you something. If you're not investing, how do you have the gall to charge someone else for what you're doing? But I'm broke. I can't even pay my bills. If this is you, you need to get a job. I'm really sorry, but you need to be bringing in money because otherwise there's a disconnect between what you profess to want, which is a successful business. There's a disconnect because you're sitting there not making any money or maybe even getting benefit. And this is not a judgment of people who are on benefits, but if you want to build a business, you need to see evidence, don't you? So you need to commit to whatever it is that's going to enable you to bring money in the door so that you can invest in your business. Because I have never, never met a business owner who didn't invest in their business. It doesn't exist. So if you can invest because you don't have the money, that's exactly why you need to invest. The reason you can't is the reason you must. Whatever your excuse is, whether it's time or money or confidence, the reason you can't is the reason you must. Please write that down. The reason I can't is the reason I must. So building a business is actually about learning to create money. There is no business in the entire world, as I said, that doesn't require investment. So you need to learn to find money, get a job, get a pay rise, sell something, sell your jewelry, sell your services. Investing so little in your business development is why you have no money to invest. So as you see, all of the excuses, as I've said, they fall into one of these four areas: confidence, environment, time, and money. Doreen, what's the how much time have I got left, just so I know?
Probably about 5 minutes, Corey.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yep. So, if you have all these excuses, what's the solution? You can quit. You can quit. Just quit. If you're going to hang on to those excuses, just quit. That will make it so much easier. Then you can just chill out and stay the same as you are. Because if you're not getting over your excuses, that's what you're doing. You've decided, there's part of you that's decided you want to stay where you are. But if you have this little part of you that says, I believe in this dream and this mission and this passion, you need to commit. Because the thing is, it doesn't matter which excuse you choose. There's only one solution. Commitment. Commitment is the cure. If you're committed, your excuses won't have a chance. They won't have a chance. It matters how committed you are. I decide, I rise, I expand. And Doreen gave a brilliant illustration of that, but I'm going to give you mine. I decide is I commit. I rise is I take action. I expand is the result of deciding and committing. That's how you expand. You don't just suddenly like have a balloon reverse and put air in you so that you blow up really big. You take the action. That's how you expand. So let's talk about action since we've got a few minutes left. You don't know what action to take, and that's where I come in. I help you figure out what action to take without wasting any more time on your social media profile, which won't work. It won't work. Look at what's working and what's not for your business. What systems are you using to build your business? Are you squandering your time or doing what works? And before I talk about systems, I want to open to your eyes to the biggest lie out there, the lie that you need to do more personal development. Personal development is like putting one foot forward and keeping the other one static. The foot forward is the personal development. The foot that's static is your action towards your business, and you're just going in circles. So what do you need to commit to? It's not answering and interacting texts all day long. It's not scrolling. It's not thinking about what to post. Ooh, I can't decide what to post. It's not posting your offers where no one's even listening to you because they're only going to see you for 2 seconds. It's not going on holiday. It's not spending money on stuff that won't move you forward. There are two things you need: making sure you are the best at what you offer, and that involves practicing it. So if you're a coach, offer gifted sessions so that you can become better at it. Because if you're a coach, you need to be a great coach. Coaching is the path to coaching. Marketing your coaching before your coaching stops you from coaching. Because if you're no good at it, how can you market it? Same with your business. You're marketing something you have no idea how to do, and you can't become good at it if you're not doing it. And number two, thinking you can succeed at anything without training is a lie. So make sure you connect. This is my top tip. And I wish I had more time, but my top tip is make sure you find a way to connect with real people on real calls, not social media, not text, real people. High touch communication. Conversations and connections lead to business. That's the only way you can become really good at it. Now, there is an exception. If you're fully booked and you have a huge audience and cash is rolling in, you don't have to have high touch conversations. But I don't believe anyone in that room, including myself, is at that stage. You need to have high touch conversations. And you probably need to offer them as a gift. And before you start thinking that offering them as a gift lowers your status, I'm going to tell you that offering it for 50 pounds is lowering your status, not offering it as a gift. Offering it as a gift is an opportunity to show what you can do so that people will want to pay you. So, the bottom line is if you want to build a business, you need to be working in your business, not making excuses. And if you can't afford to do that right now, you need to make money because without money, you're going to be stuck and you'll always be chasing your tail. So I just want to take 1 minute to tell you I am currently running a group program called The Commitment. A couple of people on here are in The Commitment. I'm going to be running another one starting in 2 months. And if you want to talk about that, I'm going to invite you to book a call with me. It will just be a short call where we can really assess whether this is something you want to do. So just book a call, take note of that. And I'm only letting in women who are committed to showing up. So high touch conversations, and I'm walking my talk. I'm inviting you to have a high touch conversation. I'm inviting you to talk to me directly and see if what I have to offer can help you. I know it can, but you don't. You've heard me speak for 20 minutes, so what? So let's have a conversation. And thank you again for listening. I hope you got some value out of that. And Doreen, thank you for this opportunity. It's been great. Ladies, you have got this. All you need to do is commit. Seriously, from the bottom of
Thank
my heart. Duly slapped.
Corey, are you taking questions at all, or are we
I'm
just
more than happy to take questions. If you want to ask a question, please unmute yourself
just a couple of questions,
and
ladies, so
keep
we
it
can keep
bright. Keep it
yeah.
brief, please. Or have I scared you all?